One shall serve the other. Bargaining products, occupation. Every human being's task is to help his fellow human being. For this reason I endowed people differently, conferred various abilities on them, gave them different degrees of strength and also shaped their circumstances so diversely that the right coexistence between people also necessitates a mutual exchange of the gifts which are at everyone's disposal. And thus, everyone shall give to the other what he has and what the other is missing. Each person shall be of service to the other, because it is the human being's task in earthly life to redeem himself through helpful neighborly love. On the one hand I indeed demand unselfish neighborly love, but on the other hand this love should also be correctly acknowledged and rewarded in a just manner. And thus, every occupational activity can also contribute to the attainment of the soul's maturity if the person always strives to be of service to his fellow human being, if he carries out his work with love and thereby wants to please, if he doesn't merely follows his occupation for the sake of payment. In this way people's coexistence will always be beneficial and also guarantee a state of tranquility and peace and a certain lack of worry as long as I am included, thus love for me and other people is clearly being fostered. For then everything will fall into place by itself because people live their lives in divine order. However, people have now left this order completely, for their every thought and intention only intends to increase their earthly wealth, and whatever they do generally lacks love for other people whilst material desire is very dominant. It no longer is a mutual service but rather a wanting to enrich oneself at the expense of the other person. And the attribute of almost every occupation is that it is purely regarded as an income and not as a helpful balance where needed by fellow human beings. Every person's work has become a bargaining product to a greater extent, and even the work for me and my kingdom often lacks unselfish love. Even this work is frequently considered an occupation that is only carried out for the sake of income. And where material thoughts and inclinations predominate, no spiritual blessing, no spiritual progress will be accomplished, and this, too, explains the spiritually low level which is experienced by humanity in these last days. People's thoughts only revolve around matter, and thus my adversary uses his every influence on them, for the material world is his world, and all matter is spiritual substance which is well below the human being, and this is what people are striving for. If they could detach themselves from matter, then helpful love would express itself and peaceful harmony could be recognized on earth too, and people would comply with their real task on earth. Yet love has grown cold amongst people, and therefore my adversary has great power, and the greed for material wealth keeps growing the nearer it is to the end. Yet people who unselfishly consider their neighbors and put their strength at their disposal will be doubly blessed. Although they won't acquire earthly riches, their spiritual wealth will be immense and remain when all worldly things have vanished. For no one will be able to enjoy his possessions for much longer, and woe to those who have no other but earthly riches to show, their desire for matter will be fulfilled. They will become matter themselves, and an infinitely long time will pass before they will get released again from their hard constraint, which they nevertheless had endeavored towards of their own free will and therefore shall also receive according to their will. Amen.